down. Chop it down, chop it down, chop it down. You gon' chop it down.
I just appreciate everybody
Down, set,
man.
watch him throw the ball. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.
Yes, sir. Oh, shoot. Yes, sir. What's going on, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome into the Commander's Morning Show. Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm tripping. Hold up. I need my music right quick. All right, here we go. Let's get the administrative item out of the way as always, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. If you are watching on Twitter, you are welcome to stay in on Twitter. If you want to be a part of the show, try to migrate over to YouTube. And you can get things done that way. Let me see if I can update. Give me 2 seconds. Call into the show. Okay, boom. So in the YouTube description, you have a link to join the show if you want to talk anything and all things Commanders. Before I got on, I had just seen what is going on with this laptop. I don't even know what this is. All right. I had seen that Washington is debuting another uniform combo. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but they going all burgundy. Let me see if I can bring up, share the screen. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's the combo right there. All burgundy. I don't know how y'all feel about that. It's like these uniform combos aren't really a big deal to me anymore. Like I used to love the all white when I was younger. The all white was so tough. And that was really the only combo that I really liked. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, like, I never really liked the old burgundy on burgundy. I like the white and yellow jumps that they wore on occasion. With the gold or white and gold. I think that's like the 70s jump. The one that they made it to the Super Bowl with, if I'm not mistaken. That's like, it's only like a small handful of combos that is really like, that I really sit here and say, I like them. Like they stand out and I love when they wear them. Other than that, like the uniforms altogether don't really get me too excited. Like the black on black, like I love black altogether. So like seeing that in person against Dallas, that jump was tough. Why am I doing this? But yeah, this is the uniforms that they got going on for Sunday night. Like I said, they cold, bro. They look cool. I guess we'll see how they look in person on game day, and if they win, things will probably look a little bit better there too. Okay. Shout out to all the morning trappers out there. What is going on my laptop? This thing ain't looking too good right now. Oh, more administrative items. My bad. I skipped some things. If you haven't looked at the latest Trap or Dive podcast from last night, go ahead and take a look at that. We was able to talk a little bit about the Giants matchup, but also spoke with Nick Filato of SB Nation. He was able to break things down from a Giants perspective. So good conversation there. Tap in. Got some people, some viewers that wanted to ask some questions about the Giants. We're able to get in there, talk about it. Wednesday, all 32 side of Trap or Dive podcast. Fellas broke down. I never planned on telling the story, and I'm not going to talk about it too much here. But the story from Atlanta, I didn't plan on talking about it, but Ryan got a loud mouth and just blurted out everything that we planned on not talking about. So we discussed the whole thing in detail, man. So really good show, really good episode there. But yeah, I think we're done. My gut feeling heading into the game Sunday. I had said last night that I think Washington wins, and I still feel that way. But the unknown is killing me. The unknown is killing me. I know how NFL teams play. Like, you don't get blown out. So there's only two things that can really happen at this stage of the season, in my opinion. You either come back after a blowout and compete the very next week, right? Or you just fold for the rest of the season. Like, it's no in-betweens, I believe. Like, there's never really no in-betweens. Like, you come back and compete and you give your chance a strong chance to win, or you just fold the towel, fold it up, pack it up. In that aspect. And what that means for me is we're looking at a week 14 game. Maybe what is it, week 15? Let me double check. It's 13 game. Yeah, week 15 game where Washington, I had to give a percentage. We're talking about 60% chance to win. And right now, that's me talking without like the known or what's going to be coming back with the injuries, right? Benjamin St-Juste. I'm not really counting on Chase Young, but Benjamin St-Juste, James Smith-Williams, Montez Sweat. If you lose one, you can live with that. But if you lose two, that's going to be tough. And that's going to be a big boost to their run game. The Giants' run game, being able to attack the edges and getting off tackle runs. Who else am I thinking of? Like I said, I'm not thinking too much about Chase Young because Chase Young is in a situation where you wasn't really counting on him all season. But if he does come back, and I think I said this Wednesday, but if he does come back this week and you just so happen to lose two of your defensive linemen, like the fear there for me is like the amount of pressure that they're going to put on Chase, or the amount of snap or plays that they're going to put on Chase Young because two people are out. Now, Jack Del Rio spoke, was it yesterday? Here we go. Jack Del Rio spoke yesterday. What is going on with my Outlook? I keep asking that. I'm gonna have to take care of this. Pretty soon. Jack Del Rio spoke yesterday, and I don't think I read the quote. Or maybe I did. Where is it at? Okay. So there's 3 questions about Chase Young back to back, and he answered them the following. So on how Chase Young has been, or how Jack Del Rio has helped Chase Young through his rehab and recovery process, and he said the following: the biggest thing is just to come to work every day, express yourself, make sure that you're on top of your assignments, and keep working towards being given the green light. So when we get the green light, this is actually a little bit weird, this comment. So when we get the green light, we'll go, and until then, we'll just keep working hard. I thought they already had the green light. So I don't know what green light he's referring to, unless he's referring to specifically Chase Young giving them that green light. I think that's the hard part, dealing with the anxiousness and really wanting to be back mentally, but it has to be there. And so when it is, we'll unleash him. The next question on how he plans to use Chase Young when he returns. Yeah, I think we'll want to be wise about that. We'll address that when it's time. But right now, we're working. Again, when we get that green light, we'll unleash him. And the last question about Young, and he was asked about the difference in approach over the past few weeks. Said the following: "He's been pretty steady with me. We have a good relationship. We communicate often, and I just want him to approach it like we're talking about and not really concern himself with the clutter, the outside noise, any of that. Don't feel any of that. Just work hard every day, get the conditioning right, make sure you're on top of things, and when it's time, we'll go." So for manage storage, how am I gonna? Okay. Temporary files. Minus 117. Okay. All right, so I got something to take care of. Oh man, that's a lot. Okay. All right. Where's that? Oh, Chase Young. Chase Young. So Jack Del Rio, like he is really direct and straightforward with, you know, Chase Young and his approach, right? Or like the progress that Chase Young has made, and you know, he's clearly content with Young taking his time. And so it seems. Like I didn't hear the tone in his pressure. I'm only reading in the transcript, but he's clearly taking his time with Chase Young, and I mean, rightfully so at this point when you're 15 weeks into the season. What else can you do? Like you didn't play half the season in Chase Young. You didn't play 3/4 of the season in Chase Young. So now you're at a point, or you didn't even play a quarter of the season if you're Chase Young. So when you think about it from that perspective, right? Well, I mean, I guess you have a chance to play for a quarter. I guess we'll see what happens Sunday night. But when you're in that situation with Del Rio, and you know that you have an elite talent prospect in particular, but an elite talent at that position, and going through the injury that he's going through, it's really hard to sit there and show or express any type of impatience. Like all you have is time with a player like Chase Young. Granted, if we go into a larger conversation, you also have to start thinking about the fact that Chase Young is going to be entering his 4th year with not too much on his resume. His 5th year contract or 5th year extension option is going to be following that 4th year. And you have to start thinking long term about like the decisions that you're going to make with Young, right? Like those things are important. So it'll be interesting. Like somebody said it yesterday, or maybe it was a couple of days ago, and I felt like this too. If Chase Young doesn't play Sunday, like there's really no point in playing him this season at all. The morning Travis, yes sir, what's going on, Hawk? There's really no point in playing him this season if he doesn't play against the Giants, because you had an extra week to really get ready too. So you're talking about when did he officially get activated? Chase activated. So week 12 is when he got activated. So you're talking about you had 3 weeks. Well, 4 weeks really, because it was heading into the week 12 matchup. So 3.5 weeks is the safest way to say it. You had 3.5 weeks to prepare if you're Chase Young, right? Because medically you're cleared. Like the doctors aren't going to clear you, you aren't medically cleared. So you had 3.5 weeks to prepare, and part of those 3.5 weeks included a bye week. So it wasn't like you were playing or anything, or you were losing time on the field. And so if you aren't able really to get ready or go against the Giants, then there's really no point of playing the last 3 games. Unless you really need it, right? What the hell is going on with my connection over here? Unless you really need it, unless the team really needs it, i.e. Montez Sweat, James Smith-Williams going down, and you need some type of help. Obviously, I think practice squad is going to be the next best thing. William Bradley King and Shaka Toney, I think, is on the roster. Just doesn't get no PT. I had to double check. So that's kind of interesting. Del Rio also spoke on Benjamin St. Juice yesterday. And, you know, he spoke, first off, Washington needs him back. like I personally think that St. Juice, in terms of the secondary and the pass coverage, things will get settled in the sense of like I can see Washington winning. Like my concern from 60, like giving them a 60% chance to win, like as it stands today, if I know that Benjamin St. Juice is coming back, I'm not saying that he's like the sole reason why Washington will win or can win, but I think what he does is shore up a secondary that's kind of beat up, in a sense, or thin. I think that's the right word, thin. You've seen what they've been doing all season long prior to Bobby McCain, trying to find out who can fit in that slot position, right? And Bobby McCain was ultimately able to find that role, playing slot, playing in the box and things like that. But Benjamin St. Juice found that knack outside. But they're thin. Like, they didn't know who can play that slot role when Benjamin St. Juice got kicked outside. And they let go of William Jackson III. They didn't know that. So when you have a situation where Darius Slayton is the only guy that you can really or that you're really focusing in on, Richie James, I respect. I like Richie James' game. What's up, Dakota? Richie James, I respect. I don't know much about Isaac Hayes or Isaac Hughes or whatever his name is that they were talking about yesterday between AJ and Nick. What's his name? Isaiah Hodgins. I don't know much about him, but apparently he's going to be in the mix. So with all that being said, Benjamin St. Juice, if he comes back, like that 60% possibility that I gave Washington probably gets bumped up to like 75. And for me, that's significant. It doesn't go up to like 90. It doesn't go up to 95, 99, none of that. But going up from 60 to 75 on one player is actually pretty, that's pretty big for me. Al, too, appreciate you checking in. Good morning to all the morning trappers. Just checking in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that subscribe button if you are new. My home team, my loyalty, I'm Uptown. Okay. Yes, sir. What's going on, OG? Media's been hyping this up quite a bit this week, too. You and this Jack Sanborn. Hey, OG, you've been talking about Sanborn. What was it, since the Chicago game? Jack Sanborn, what's up, girl? So yeah, man, Benjamin St. Juice is gonna be big, bro. And I think for what Washington wants to get done, especially if you can like eliminate the efforts of like a Danny Johnson or Christian Holmes having to step up for Benjamin St. Juice in that secondary. I think you're in good shape. Again, thin secondary, thin at cornerback specifically, because they've been like, they have exerted all versatility that those safeties have in this defense. Like, Jack has done a really good job finding ways to use them and keep them all on the field. So shout out to Jack and shout out to them. Shout out to them boys. So OG, look, I believe you. I'm talking about it, at least I'm talking about it in here, as far as I remember. That's all. But how y'all feeling today? How everybody feeling? Everybody straight? Everybody good this Friday morning? Who is this? Oh. Hey, what y'all think about them boys up in the Bay? I didn't think that the win would surprise me. But from a gambling standpoint, the line was 3.5 all week. So from Sunday to Thursday, that line was 3.5 all week. And from a gambling perspective, I'm like, what does the books see in Seattle that makes this line that short? It has to be the quarterback, Brock Purdy. Like, they must, obviously Brock Purdy was dealing with an injury as well, like on the injury report this week, and maybe that impacted the line. But like, for it to be 3.5, given how physical, how stacked that roster is for San Francisco, I didn't see why that line was so short. So I had thought that I was missing something, that Seattle may be able to compete. And like, Jesus Christ, them boys got hit in the mouth. Like, they got smoked, bruh. 277 total yards? Like the Niners had an efficient offensive day. 211 passing yards, nothing spectacular, but you got 170 rush yards. Like, that's how effective. Like, that's at what, 33 time of possession. CMC went for 108 yards on the day, 26 carries, 138 total yards on the day, with 30 receiving yards. Like, that's impressive, bro. Okay, where we at? Y'all going Sunday? I'm not going Sunday. I know some people that's going though. I know somebody that's actually coming in, I think from Cali. That's going to the game. He said it's his first game in like years going to a Skins game. So that's gonna be interesting for him. He said he answered the call. You know, Jonathan Allen was putting out them tickets out there, right? And he answered the call and got himself a ticket. I think it was a club seat, which is actually, I mean, it's good. You know what I'm saying? Why not put them in the bowl? The TV need to see the fans, right? But yeah, I know somebody that's coming in for the game. I think I know a couple people that's going to the game, but I'm not going. First and foremost, we gotta do the show. And I ain't doing that shit from the stadium. I ain't doing that from the stadium. This might be the Niners' year. Look, I mean, it might be. They are a strong team, like a very strong team. And it's really Eagles, San Fran, and Dallas as those top three in the East. In that order, matter of fact. I didn't do that intentionally, but in that order. Eagles, San Fran, Dallas. I'm over here thinking because I like what Detroit is doing, but I think like similar to Washington in years past, like they just start off so slow. So I think that slow start is going to end up biting them in the butt. 6-7, you're on the outside looking in. Somebody's going to lose between the Giants and Commanders, right? Like that's obvious. But Detroit has a tough matchup against the Jets. Like the difference from, you know, having like playing so well at home and then going on the road in a cold weather game for Jared Goff in particular. Like I never forget, like that's the stuff that he struggles against. Cold weather. The Jets has a strong defense, and you're going to New Jersey to play them. Best thing for Jared Goff is going to Detroit because they playing in the dome. Like you ain't got that much to worry about over the course of 8 games. So that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I like I said, when it comes to the NFC, man, Philly, San Fran, Dallas are those 3 teams for me. Tampa Bay not a threat this year. New York not a threat this year. Washington, unfortunately, right? But they're not a threat either. But the only people on the outside looking in that you really are concerned about is the Detroit Lions. It's crazy that the Packers still have a chance. If they win out in particular, they'll probably have a chance for that 7th seed. With the Giants flailing right now, given their situation, you don't really look at the Giants and say, I see them finishing. To be honest with you, matter of fact, let me look at their schedule. Because I'm about to say some wild shit. With Washington, Minnesota, and Philly on your schedule, I have a hard time, or maybe I can see them finishing under 500. 8, 9, and 1. That don't work. That's 18 games. So I don't see them finishing over 500. 8, 8, and 1. Here we go. Yeah, I know I'm not that good at math. All right, what are the expectations for the performance? Left hand up. Hey, let's hear it though. Matter of fact, let's circle back to that, OG. Let me catch up on the comments. I see some things about the Niners. The win kind of surprised me. I thought Seattle was gonna be tougher at home. If you think about it though, it was a defensive game. Shout out to that under. You know what I'm saying? If y'all saw Chopper Dive last night, your boy was all over that. Shit, if you saw the all-32 on Wednesday, your boy was all over the under for a long time. But I agree with you, 757. I thought it was gonna be tougher in the sense of like a competitive standpoint. Like Seattle really couldn't do nothing offensively. But granted, some things got in their way. A couple things got in their way. And then for them not being able to run the football against San Fran really hurt them. Again, we're talking about a number 1 defense. So I don't want to like sit here and say that it was expected for them to be able to run the ball, but you were going to go up against some dogs and Bosa, Armstead, Fred Warner, Greenlaw. Like front 7 is tough, like solid. But you had to find a way to keep the ball out of Geno's hands. Like if you can, and that's not a disrespect to Geno, but if you can establish the ground game and make it balanced, it's more difficult for San Fran to really hone in on Geno and just attack. Because that's all they do is attack. That's it. He is unknown. And he still should be considered unknown. But I do want to put that out there, and I'll keep reiterating this. Like, he got experience, bruh. That man got experience. Like, that's my main thing with Purdy, especially at Iowa State. Like, he got experience. And he played a long time at Iowa State. That man got experience. So, like, I think he fits in well with this moment and with this team. I'm not sitting here and saying he's like the next big thing, but he fits in well with this team because he understands, or he's showing that he understands the offense. And when you have one of the best offensive coordinators and offensive minds in NFL football on your side, in your corner, you're going to be well protected. Dakota, we're going to go out in a little bit. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. For real? It's been 11 years. He said, after Niners, I'm not worried about any team but the Giants because the hype is high for this game. I respect it. CMC is a problem. Hit between Niners and Philly. They do got firepower, but they got to make it to the Alls, baby. I have Cub seats, but next year I'm going in the bowl. My wife likes the option of watching inside though. But look, I mean, if you want to go into the bowl, that's cool. I do want to make sure that I emphasize that my thing with the club seats, I think John Allen, and I don't even know the setup because I never answered the call, quote unquote. So I don't know if he did a mixture of bowl and club seats. But I would feel like if it's a primetime game, you would want the fans to fill up the bowl because that's where the bigger issues have been, like the visible fans. That's my opinion. But yeah, that's that. The potential X factor with J. Will back in the mix. Yeah, I like Jameson. J-Mo scored a touchdown in his last game against Minnesota. Commanders have to win 2 more games to make it to the playoffs. That is true. All right, so let's hear it then. Look, LG said after Niners, man, he worried about the Giants. And where was the other one? Performance expectations. There we are. Talk to me. Talk to me, chat. What are your expectations? Matter of fact, let's do it this way. Everybody in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 5. I'm not going to do 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being I feel horrible about this game. and 5, then I have no doubt that Washington takes control of this game and has a very easy game Sunday. Like, that's the scale. On a scale of 1 to 5, where are you at with this Sunday night game? And then we can kind of discuss expectations. And while y'all do that, so I want to hear from y'all. While y'all do that, let's go ahead and remind everybody that, like, this is a huge stress. Like AJ said it yesterday. We have said it a couple times, at least on this channel, I believe. But this is a big stretch for the Commanders. Like, the actual Commanders. This is a big deal for Ron Rivera. I will never forget in the offseason, like, when people had always asked me what is my expectations for the Commanders this season, I have always said, leading into the week 1, I've always said 10-7. But my expectations have always been based on the fact that Ron Rivera had deemed this a big year for the team, a big year for himself. This is the year that we take a leap. This is the year that we do XYZ. And that was before I think he even had the quarterback. So that expectation has always stuck with me. And I was always valuing the expectations and performance of this team based on what Ron has said, because everything that Ron has said has to showcase itself and like embody the makeup of the team. And if he isn't able to galvanize, a word that I don't use at all, but it fit. If he isn't able to galvanize the team in situations like this, in moments like this, right, in terms of playoff pushing, actually having a spot in the playoffs heading into December, which you do. Like, if you don't have that opportunity and you're always clawing from behind, and if that 1-4 start actually went further south, that's a problem. And that's me putting it lightly. Like, we're talking about, we're not, like, even at 1-4, remember, we were talking about Ron maybe not making it to the end of the season. Not saying that we believed it, because some people probably believed he made it to the end of the season. But he was definitely getting fired. Like, people thought that. But with your expectation, saying that you think that these guys have matured enough, you're going to take that leap, you know, they have arrived from a mental standpoint. That should all be taken into consideration when you talk about a macro standpoint. What are the expectations for the team? They are right where they want to be. They are right where they said they would be based on Ron's comments. So all of that is important. Now, let me go ahead and get to the comments and see where we are at with expectations. Okay, so I'm at a 4. Hawk said, I ain't ready for the Niners talk either. That combo. 4.5. Okay, Hawk. 4.5. You like, that's like a possible in spades, bruh. He said 5. I put my house on the line. Okay. 4.49. Okay. I hope the team gave them new gear and professional equipment. Hopefully the dance team is lit. I'm at a 10. My best friend is a Giants fan. This is the biggest game every year for us. We have no room for a loss. Danny Downs 0-9 on prime time. Hey, so let me ask you, Al2, are you a trend follower or do you go against trends? Because clearly 0-9, like, Kirk has won some games on prime time, but we all know how bad his record is. Some people fade a trend and some people go with the trend. Are you a person that goes with the trend in terms of like his record? Because last year they were all sides away. They were all sides away from winning that game on Thursday night in week 2. Rivera is 5-1 in primetime games coaching the Commanders. Let's run that boy up out of New York. I've expected wild card since Rivera was hired. Vanilla Vic stays a thorn in our spine. And outside, that's a fact. Oh yeah, I talked about that. Yeah, so let me show the jerseys again. I'm glad I still got it up. Hold on. All right, here we go. So these are the jerseys that they got for Tuesday. There I go again for Sunday night. All right, there you go. These are the jerseys. Hey, so I guess I'll repeat myself since some people weren't here in the beginning. Jerseys straight. I really like the black ones and I really like the all white ones. But that's just me speaking from a standpoint of I have always liked. It's funny. It's either all white or all black for me. But I really like that combo just all together because like black is sleek. And then all white is just cold. Like what you can do with all white is much better than what you can do with a burgundy and gold combination, a burgundy on burgundy, a red on a red, or burgundy on white, a white on burgundy. Like I think that there's so much you can do with the all white, but black on black is just completely sleek in my opinion. And them jumps is tough too, but I never really been a big deal guy on like uniforms. There's only been 2 uniforms in the past that I really like Redskins, and that's the all whites. And that's the all whites and the gold, the white and gold. Like the jump that they used to wear in the 70s. That's kind of the reference that I bring up, or maybe like the 75 year anniversary ones, like those jumps that they play against the Giants sometimes. Or divisional opponents, those are the ones that I like. But yeah, these are the jerseys right here. Oh, hey OG, I need you to control yourself, player. Why did I show that? OG, you need to control yourself, bruh. What's up, Dakota? I'm wearing black today. Come here, girl. I work with data and statistics pattern recognition, so I will follow the trends blindly. Okay. Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut that off. But that don't mean boys can lay an egg. Got to make that doubt in the Giants' minds into a reality. Yeah. Hey, Al too. I respect that. That's why I had to ask, man. Some people do follow trends. Some people ignore trends, like stay away from it, or just bet the opposite. 0-9 is an incredible number. That's why I'm like, are we like, how hard is it to like bank on like that 0-9 for you? How hard is that? What's going on, Magic? What's going on, Jay? I want white on black. I would have to see how that looks. I'm over here thinking about it. I would have to see how that looks. Where was I at? Oh, I was talking about Jack Del Rio a long time ago. All right, well, I'm done with Jack. What did Scott Turner say yesterday? Turner spoke yesterday too. Ron is pretty good with organizing the boys to look fresh for big games. All we need is 9 wins. Like I said with Jay, 9 wins to get in. I think so too. But I think two of those dubs. I mean, one of those 2 dubs have to come against the Giants. Like, who cares if you beat the Browns and the Eagles? I mean, I said the Eagles. Who cares if you beat the Browns and the Cowboys if you can't beat the Giants? Like, Cowboys already guaranteed a spot. Browns not even in your conference. You got to beat the Giants. And that's first and foremost. I think we all know that. We've repeated that ad nauseum here. But you got to. Administrative item. Like, subscribe if you're new. Hit that follow button on Twitch if you're new. Or just checking it out. Where was I at? Oh, link is in the description. I'm not staying on for too much longer. Something is going on with my laptop that I need to get taken care of because Your boy is working today. But where am I at? Link is in the description if you want to talk. If you want to talk all things Commanders, floor is you all's as well. This is an open show for real. He said Lions should get. Oh, so let me just pull this up so we can all just look at it right quick. Hold on. We can all get an idea what the playoff picture going to look like for now. Present, share, boom. Okay. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. So all we need is this. Okay. Okay. So I think that's clear, right? That's clear enough. Let me double check. Cause I can't see it. Okay. So Al2 said Lions should get in. That's the thing. Like the Lions, if you look at their schedule, right, and we'll keep going back to it. They have Jets, Panthers, Packers. Panthers wasn't really a threat a few weeks ago, but now they realize that the division title is still in reach. They can win that jump. And they ain't really got no reason to tank. Like, they're not a sorry roster. They do need help offensively, but they're not a terrible roster. So this game, these next two games for the for the Lions are big. They are huge. And then obviously you got to close it off against the Packers, who, like we said, right? If we go back, are still in it. They're a game out. Excuse me. Let me be clear. They are 2 games out of a wild card spot. So that is important. They might be playing for something at the end of the season. So with the Lions, like I said, I like them, man. I like their offense. I like what they're doing over there. But that schedule ain't too sweet anymore. If we lose, our schedule is also rough. Of course. Dallas, Niners are still on the schedule. And the Browns, I mean, look, they got Nick Chubb. But that's a lot. I don't really trust Deshaun Watson the way he's been playing since he came back. Do y'all know how weird that is, man? For I think Seahawks and Lions only winning 8. Hey, OG, take care, big dog. Enjoy your weekend, man. Stay safe. Oh, where was I at? Well, I done lost my train of thought when I saw that. Lions. Damn, I forgot what I was about to bring up. Oh well. I'm gonna be thinking about that for a minute. Okay. Let's keep it pushing. Back to the playoff picture. I think we good. I think we covered everything. For real. All right. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing with the team. Well, we know that. Let me share. Stop sharing this. Share this tab instead. Here we go. Better. All right. So I think we talked about this. You know, if Commanders shut down Chase Young, should the Commanders shut down Chase Young for the season if he doesn't play on Sunday? I think that's obvious, and I think that they should. I think everybody thinks that they should at this point. What's the point of playing 3 games? Like, that doesn't serve any purpose. Oh, I didn't hear Chase Young speak. Can I share this? Make sure this audio is being shared as well. Okay. Let me cut this down. Where is the music? All right, what did Chase Young say?
I'm staying in this meeting I'm in and taking it slow, trust my processes. You know, if they say tomorrow, I play tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? I play tomorrow. They say whenever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just staying in this meeting and trust the process.
When you get back on the field, I know there may be a pitch count, they may a certain number of plays, and I know they want to take it easy, and you want to make sure that you're straight. But on the other hand,
I told you, I said if I, you know, the game I pop out there, and if I'm on there and you sub me out and I say I'm good, then you know it's go time.
Mhm.
So yeah, I said it could happen. If it just depend on how I feel with everything. You
Yeah.
just never know. But you know, depend on that game. But you know, yeah, right now, doing the same thing I'm doing, bro. Yeah.
you had that, you know, the stretch during that rookie year when the defense kind of coalesced. You feel like I get back out there, it's going to be similar to that in terms of
Yeah, man. When I get out there, man. I'm just trying to add to what they already doing. We already got to find the defense. We balling right now. I'm just trying to add another spot to what we already have.
All right. We heard him. Just trying to add a spark to what we already have. Oh my bad, I didn't mean to do that. Where's the comment at? I can understand not making your debut at MetLife, but off a buy at home. If not now, to shut him down. Chase being real non-committal about getting on the field. That is true. Like, you ever notice with Ron and this team that they all, like, from a public standpoint, share the same messaging? I mean, that's good. Like, y'all on the same page, y'all on one accord. Like, that's important for a team to do that. Also shows that, you know, that Ron has the locker room. He has the ear of the locker room, and people are paying attention. Okay. Go ahead. Where is? Okay. All right. Oh, I didn't even see this. First starting QB in NFL history to be the reigning MVP and Aaron Rodgers and the team 8-0 or better in the same season. Heineke's out here breaking records, bro. That's gonna be on his resume when the season's over. Scott Turner on the explosive Curtis Samuel. Scott Turner on the explosive Curtis Samuel presenting so many options with play calling. It's more like I have to contain myself. I don't want to kill the guy. So Dan Snyder is selling right for sure. Some NFL folks don't trust that the Commanders will be sold, mostly because they learn not to trust the guy that owns them or who owns them. Snyder may simply be going through the motions of preparing for a sale of the Commanders before keeping the team after all. Okay. I didn't read this article, so I'm gonna like have to stash this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stash it right now because I don't know what was said in there. Hard to talk about and speculate. I don't know what the hell is in that article. Where are we at? My bad. Let me go ahead and continue. They think they struggle with attendance to date. Wait and see what happens if Snyder reverses the course and the leagues empower him to do so. I have hung in there as a fan, and that would be the death knell for me. Now, this part I can talk about. Do you know how frustrating this would be to understand that the emotions has been at an all-time high, whether for better or for worse, after the news of Dan Snyder preparing to sell the team, and then he just says never mind? Like, BGO is spot on. I didn't mean to do that. The attendance will, like, first off, not even the attendance, just the fanfare in itself, like getting the fans worked up to understand or to know that this was not his intention all along, or he didn't find the right bidder. Like, that would hurt. Like, that would hurt worse than, matter of fact, I don't even know what I would do if I heard something like that. Like, that I cannot afford to hear that type of news, that he's not moving forward with the sale, or that he changed his mind, or something happened where he doesn't need to sell. So yeah, I agree. Recent comments from the NFL owners meeting indicate that the plan to have the Commanders sold by March is moving apace. No need for the NFL to stoke more controversy. Roger Goodell says Mary Jo White has not been given a timeline for completion of her investigation. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Another week, another ridiculous. This call was a little funky, but I wasn't complaining because your boy had the under. I am not complaining. All right, let me go ahead. Makes player interviews boring as hell, but I agree. Ron clearly gets his messaging across the team effectively. Heineke's job comes down to this game, but I don't know if putting Wentz in against the Niners D-line is the best idea. Hey, Jay, I got to remind you, my brother, have you seen this offensive line play this entire season? It's a rhetorical question because I know you have. But that defensive line against the Niners, if they can't pass protect against the Giants, and gave up 5 sacks? And some of those were uncontested, right? Some people went unblocked. But the pressure that they gave up against the Giants, like, that was real. Doesn't matter who is that quarterback. Like, if you want the ugliness to look less ugly, then maybe you keep Heinicke in and he gives you a chance because he's mobile. But, like, it don't matter if he's back there or not. Like, you're still looking at a game where you can potentially accumulate 5 or give up 5+ sacks. Like, it can be that type of game. That offensive line is not cohesive enough to withstand that Niners front seven. Like, this is the best defense in the league. I forgot who I was talking to, whether it was on Twitter or maybe in the chat. Somebody said that our defense was just as good as the Niners. I'm not saying we sorry. I'm not saying Washington's defense is sorry. I think Washington is playing like a top 10 unit this year. Like, after they done got it together, I think Washington's playing very good. But, like, you have to understand when you're talking about the undoubted, like, number 1 defense in the league and comparing that to other teams, not just Washington, other teams around the league, like, the standard is high. Like the Bills. Think about the Bills. Hold on. Let me go to their because I know they were pretty good. They've dropped off over the course of a few weeks, but they're the number 9 defense in the NFL. And so this may not present the best argument. I gotta find the second best defense. Let me go to the numbers. I actually think that, to be honest with you, I actually think that Washington is the number 2 defense in the NFL, but I'm about to double check. Okay. How do I get there? Let me see. Scrimmage. I don't need to see player stats, bro. I want to see team defense. Why are they being difficult? All right. Guess I'll just go to scoring. Oh my Lord. Why is team defense? Thank God. All right, here we go. I don't know why it took me so long. All right, so number 1 in yards allowed is the Eagles. Number 2 is the Jets. Number 3 is the Niners, and number 4 are the Commanders. Number 5 are the Dallas Cowboys. So they're the number 5. Those are the top 5 defenses in yards allowed this season. All right, so when you think about that pool of talent, I think we know the Eagles, from a roster standpoint, probably have the best players. I think the Giants have the Jets have a solid roster. Quentin Williams up front is taking off. And then you got the second level, I think, with DeMario Davis is still there. They have another linebacker that I'm thinking of, or that I'm drawing a blank on. And then obviously you know about the secondary. how they were able to retool that. And then obviously the Niners and then the Commanders. I'm going into a soliloquy here, but my point in bringing all this up is that when you think about how good a defense is, and you compare them to like the number 1 or number 2 defense in the NFL, you got to evaluate at that point, how they rank up against the rest of that top 10. Like there's levels. There's always tiers. That's kind of where I'm at. Like it's a tier difference. Where we at? Doesn't make sense. It's expensive to hire team consultants to value and issue perspectives. My experience, it would cost 10. I see. I don't know who's trying to throw away that kind of cash just for the media. We have holes on our team. A team isn't comprised of defense only. We got sorry ass linebackers compared to the Niners. Niners are the best team in the league. Okay, Roger said best team in the league. Period, offense and defense, because both sides play with physicality and toughness. We have an issue scoring. I think we get lucky to score more than 14. Anyone would trade anything to get Trent Williams back and upgrade other players on our team. I would love Trent Williams back. I ain't gonna lie to you. Personally speaking, I would love Trent Williams back, but at that point, I mean, like, what, we 2-3 years removed? It's whatever. I don't think Leno is a bad pickup, but I think the fact that Leno is the best player on your offensive line is probably the problem. Again, he's a really good player, especially in pass protection. I think Leno is a good pass blocker, so that's important to note. But I also think that when you think of like having a solid unit overall, you need to make sure that he has help. That's all. Boy, I would love D'Amico Ryans to be the head coach, man. Okay. So it's a lot of Niners. I mean, I guess because it was Thursday night football, so whatever. Ooh, Tyler Lockett broke a bone in his index finger tonight and is likely to miss time. That is bad. The Niners just took a timeout to avoid a foot delay of game penalty after an inexplicable challenge. The Seahawks 7-7 lose, which is another swell result for the Commanders, means Washington Giants remain in the top 7 playoff slots with 3 weeks remaining, regardless of who wins or should they tie again. Okay, so that's interesting to know. And to be honest with you, with this information right here, I didn't mean to do that. With this information right here, we was harping on like the must win, they can't lose to the Giants. I still think that's applicable, but I think without a shadow of a doubt, you have to have this game. I think that kind of lessened. Like it went from like 100% have to win to like maybe like 90%. But the point still remains for all of us. You can't lose to that team. Like, you don't want to take any risk, any chances of being in a situation where you have to rely on schedule results, common opponents, division wins, or anything like that to make it to the playoffs. You want to be there because you won. Every DB in the Vikings, secondary not named, Shannon Sullivan, 6 feet taller if they are 31st in the NFL in total snaps and press alignment. They only call man 10% of the time. Can't recall ever seeing the defense reviews to lean into the skill set of their players like this. Most valuable receivers per PFF, wins above replacement. That boy Terry in the top 5. I have an idea what WAR is because I learned it from baseball, I guess. But like I don't have like a finite like impact or idea of like how this impacts the team. Obviously with Terry being here every single game of the season, I don't need to know or what it looks like if Terry is inactive for a game. We need Terry active every single week. Chris Sims on her being MVP frontrunner. First off, Chris Sims is tripping. Minshew ain't doing the same thing that Jalen Hurts is. I don't even want to play that. I'm not even about to play that. Like, what's the point? All right. Niners O-line kind of weak, but they got that stud at left tackle. You think the offensive line? All right. We gonna see. I don't think Scott has any answers against D'Amico's defense. I think we get destroyed against them. We can't block them. D'Amico has those boys fine. We love some of that creativity in our defensive play calling. I just think they're more aggressive. Like, matter of fact, let me show you all something. Because I didn't show you all anything from the defensive side of the game. And it's only one play. It's only one play. I'm not gonna, take up any time. Oh shit, I didn't realize what time it was. Okay. All right, so here's one play I'm about to pull up for us. Because this was well timed. I think it led to a sack. I found out when I present share. Okay. So this is one of the pressure calls that Jack Del Rio made. I think this was towards the fourth quarter. And it kind of showcases the timeliness of Jack Del Rio's pressure calls, because he doesn't call a lot of pressures or blitzes, but he does when he uses them. It's like a well-timed thing. It's like this is the time to incorporate it, to throw the quarterback off, to throw the offensive line off. And this is what it looked like against the Giants. That was big. Like I said, I don't remember the situation, like the score. I don't remember that. I was really just breezing through the defensive film just to kind of catch up on the team. But here you go. He has calls, man.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
Oh yeah, so there's the sack. Danny Johnson got in, so this was around that fourth quarter mark for Washington. But look, in this situation, right, when you are, because Washington, matter of fact, to be clear, they have used this inverted pressure several occasions throughout the year. But you use both Allen and Payne to draw attention from the interior offensive linemen while rushing both cornerbacks. For this instance, Bobby McCain and Danny Johnson on the edge. Like, Danny just blows right past them, and you leave Saquon one-on-one on the outside while there is nobody up front. Like, you have two blockers uncovered with a free man on Daniel Jones. He can't escape if he wants to. But look, here's the funny part. Look at Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, bro. Look at these two. Watch. Hey, straps, boy. That man put the straps on. Let's show it again from a different angle. So again, a cover 2 invert, bruh. And you had, I think that was Jamin Davis walling. Oh no, that was Cam Curl taking away that middle. Like, that is a well-timed call. Again, like I said, I forgot the situation. But I think they were trailing and they really needed that stop. So getting that sack was big for these guys, for sure. All right. My thing with Scott has always been about how he allows the defense to dictate the flow. He needs to take that and reverse that and make sure that he's the aggressor. I've said that several times. That's my biggest issue with Scott Turner is like the passive play calling and letting the defense dictate how he's going to call his plays. D'Amico got those boys flying. We talked about that. I already know how Scott will attack, and we spread it out, and Taylor's going to be running for his life. I'm going to throw a pick or two. If Heineke starts using his legs, it's over for the Giants. Definitely should start incorporating his legs from a scramble standpoint. That's important. we can assure to sign just the Niners right side of their offensive line. It'll be worth looking into. Niners are scary. I'm really nervous playing them next week. Hope Chase is coming into play Sunday. He can have a major impact. You hope so. You don't know, but you hope so. I think it's important, though. I think the last thing that we'll say on this show today, this morning. Matter of fact, did I take care of everything? I'm sure I did. Yeah, I did. All right. Stop the screen. We go ahead and get about all that. And boom. All right, so here we go. The last thing I'll say about this game, like I said, I do think that Washington wins. I think it's like a 21-17 game. The Giants keep it close. I think it's going to be a competitive game throughout. I think the indication of like Washington not being where they want to be just yet is like looking at how the Eagles played the Giants last week, like completely took over. That was like one of the few games that the Giants just weren't competitive in. Yeah, they were missing some players. Obviously, not having Leonard Williams is going to help, or not help in the run game. And leaving Dexter Lawrence out there dolo is not going to help. But the Giants is in a situation where like you just don't know, like when teams bounce or get blown out like 1 week, you just don't know how they're going to respond. And for them to be in a playoff position, right, having to play Washington, a team that they feel like they should have beaten 2 weeks ago, all of that stuff leaves like things up in the air in terms of like what you'll be able to see from them the following week, especially when you get blown out, bro. Like you have pride. This ain't a team where they're like 4-8 or 4-9. They're still fighting for a playoff spot. And Dayball to this point has not really shown that he's incapable of keeping the hope and optimism high for the Giants. Constant interior pressure with stunts is the only way to stop Purdy. We in trouble if we have to face the Niners. It will be a defensive type of game, in my opinion. Can they run the ball on the Niners? That's another thing. 757. It's crazy how we like. All right, look. Let's focus. Let's focus. Well, I guess we have to close it out on the Giants anyway. But listen, that offensive line for the Commanders still isn't that good. Like what they're producing right now is a mixture of the running backs making a ton of plays and creating yards, and then like some good misdirection and pre-snap motion that's really helping that offensive line succeed on the first and second level. So, and you're talking about from like a straight up manpower standpoint, I don't think they'll be able to do it with that offensive line that the Commanders have. But I do think if they can get that fast linebacker, second and third level flowing opposite ways and get their eyes confused, you'll probably have some success. It's going to be a tough game. Rev T, appreciate you checking in, my man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you as always. Hopefully, I plan on being at the Dallas game next week. Next year. Again at AT&T Stadium. That was my first time out there in a long time. Actually, since being over 16. So last time I've been to the stadium, I was 16 years old, bro. So it was good to see you out there, man. I'm definitely tapping back in, man. I'm trying to make that an annual thing, going up to the Dallas games from now on. Looking forward to playing you guys next week. We're gonna see what's up. We're gonna see what's up, Massey. Like we were talking about a couple times throughout this show about this stream, Jason. It's gonna be interesting, right? See how we match up against you all. But from a overall standpoint, we're talking about one of the best teams in the NFL, and the top two team in the NFC that the Niners are, in my opinion. So, Jason, I'm looking forward to it as well to see how we stack up and if we compete. But I think you all have the advantage. Hey, I'm ending it, bro. we are definitely locked in on the Niners. We need to pay attention to the Giants. But listen, that's it for me today. Appreciate everybody who checked in. Red P, Roger, Outlaw, Jay, Al2, Hulk, OG, Malik, or Magic Man. I don't know why I call you Malik, but Magic. Everybody, man, appreciate y'all checking in. Enjoy y'all weekend. As always, we will be back for the midnight shift Sunday night. We will be back post game. So tap in with us then. We'll talk about it. Calls are welcome. We'll probably take 2 or 3. But call, join the show. And yeah, man, enjoy y'all weekend. Stay safe, all that good stuff, bruh. And keep that left hand up for your boy. Peace.